Hello, hello. It's been a while, but I can finally show you guys an update of what I've been working on, right? It has taken me almost a year of design work to actually figure out what I want to make. The technical aspects of this have been essentially done for almost a year now, but design-wise I flip-flop between, is it turn-based, is it real-time, do I want to make a fantasy game, do I want to have a set of smaller maps, or do I want to have one big campaign map, right? But do I want to have real-time battles, do I not want to have battles? Like it has been quite a lot of back and forth, right? But I finally figured out what I want to make, so yeah, that's why I want to make this video, to show you what I've come up with, right? So as you can see, the provinces are bigger, um, which allow you to have more considerations where the armies are placed, where they can move. I could potentially have rivers. Um, this is kind of like a road simulation a little bit, like they move faster on roads and so on and so forth. There's a lot more tactical choices on the map, which I like, while keeping the game in a real-time format, right? So let me just show you, right? So you can pick your factions. The little guy here changes color, right? Click play, you jump into your capital, right? And then you have your usual cities, which you can recruit armies from. I still need to kind of like put some cooldown on that, but you get the overall gist of it, right? You recruit armies from cities, and in this case units, and then those units can be merged into different armies. You can move them around, and then you can just, engage in combat, right? And as you defeat these armies, you can also take over cities. All that is implemented, but I'm just going a little bit of an overview of how all of this works, right? The only thing that I also spent a lot of time on has been, so let me just engage you to show you that it actually works, otherwise it doesn't make a lot of sense, right? So armies are engaging combat, and if I retreat, the other army follows. So all of this is essentially working, right? The other thing that I'm decided to do is that when you have two armies in combat, well, not just two armies, when you have multiple armies in combat, you'll be able to engage into battle, right? And I still need to work on the UI for that. And what does engaging in a real-time battle means, right? It means that you will essentially open up a small little UI menu. I'm still figuring out like how that would work, right? And then you will essentially have an auto battler play out, right? And that auto battler will be influenced by the type of formations or units that you have in your army that you can also decide, right? But the auto battler portion, I spent a lot of time actually working on collision avoidance for the units themselves and how they engage and their collision and so on and so forth, right? That is the same type of collision that you see on the campaign map, right? So the same type of collision that you would see on the battles. You also see here on the campaign map, like units pushing them each other around, and that took a bit of time. But I think it's in a decent place, right? I just need to work on that, well, campaign to battle transition and back from battle to campaign, essentially. And the UI of how you're gonna tweak these the formations for this army, right? But yeah, so this is in a good state. It's just this transition that I want to work on next, effectively, right? I also had AI working, but currently I have that a little bit turned off while I iron out this battle system a little bit further. Another thing that you can see is that the terrain has changed quite a bit. So let me just show you that I've integrated a full-blown terrain editor into the game. Where you can just change the height map, you can just, place trees, you can just raise things, right? But the other thing that I would like to say is that I've kept the exact same workflow as before. I just removed the Houdini part. Even though I can introduce Houdini to, like, for example, I can export this entire map as a mesh and process it into Houdini if I wanted to, but I don't think there's any need, right? So essentially the workflow for this is like a bunch of textures. You have a city texture, terrain texture, ownership texture, height, tree, and road. And there will be more, obviously, right? And yeah, as you can imagine, there's a texture that represents the regions of Japan, right here, right? So the idea overall here is that I wanted to keep how easy it is to mod or make new maps in a Paradox game, right? You just edit the texture, run the game, and that's it. So that's still kept, right? But if I want to add like extra visual elements to the map, I can also do it myself, right? So I can use the textures to apply a sort of like, how do you call it? Like the baseline for the map. And then based off of that, I can add these bells and whistles here and there, like you know. And yeah, also another thing that you can see that there's a little bit of the trees animate as well, so it's a small little touch that also you can see, and there's also a little bit of clouds moving around, and there's small little shadows here and there, right? So yeah, this terrain plugin is really good. It also allows you to pretty much do whatever you want, and a lot of work has also went into the shader for the terrain, which let me show you a couple of things. For example, you know, I can easily create a politics map view, right? And yeah, I can also change the edge thickness of the borders and so on. So I'm pretty happy with this shade work that I've done here, right? And yeah, so that has been the update. I do plan to make more videos going forward. It has definitely been a while, but like I said, the design challenge has been a bit of a blocker from making videos. And now that I've gone through that, and now that I know what I want to make, now that I know that I want to make an historical game and not a fantasy one, I think I'm in the right track. So hopefully the next video will not take this long to be made. And yeah, and hopefully next time I can actually show you the AI working, taking provinces and like in all that battle shenanigans working with a better UI as well. But yeah, exciting times, and as always, thank you for watching, and see you next time.